All right, we have the Autumn Festival 9-hole Cup. Once again, where have you been? Where have you been? I started a new job, and they actually want me to do work. What the heck is the deal? Mother-in-laws. If you look up mother-in-laws in the dictionary, you're going to see a pain in the posterior explanation. I will say my mother-in-law finally moved. There we have it. What do we have here? We have the Autumn Festival 9-hole Cup. Enough about me. Let's get on with the Golf Clash stuff. What is the deal here? I saw some of my teammates saying that the scores that are being posted are already minus 17, and I went down the other day. I actually shot a video on it, and I posted it, and then I forgot to make it live. I went down to Tour 2. Is it Tour 2? Where is it? I think it is Tour 2 or 3. Here's what's funny. I always like it when I enjoy it when I get the haters that go, "Why are you still playing rookie?" First of all, piss off. I was down here in Tour 3, and I was like, hey, I can go down to Tour 3 and I can play some one-on-one, and I could get some of the holes for free. It was before the practice stuff came out, before we could get on it. So I went down here and was just trying it out just to refamiliarize myself with some of the holes. And I ran into one player that was down there, and they literally had every club they have maxed out, not just high-level clubs. They had everything maxed out. And we played 3, and then we couldn't play anymore because you can only replay 3, which is BS. And then got out and then got back in, and I got that person again, and we played 3 more. And I won 4 out of 6. So just because you have maxed out clubs doesn't mean, I've never lost to clubs. I have lost to balls, because some balls on some holes are definitely beneficial, but clubs are clubs, and people will play wherever they want. I've looked through the rules several times, and I haven't seen anything about you can't play certain stuff. If Playdemic didn't want us to be able to play wherever we wanted to play, they could fix it. But they've broke the rules, and they've changed the game, and they don't have any rules, so I'm not exactly sure why everybody thinks that we should have any rules as well. But back on it, hole number 1. What is hole number 1? All right, there must be a bunch of these holes. I know, just in memory from the other day, there are a bunch of these holes that we should be able to get. So let's think about it. So we got minus 12 is the minimum score. If we pick up all 3 par 3s, there's 3. That's minus 15. And so there must be more if people are going out there shooting minus 17s. One of my teammates said there was somebody that had 6 holes played, and they were already at minus 13. So, with 3 holes left, there's 4. So once again, there's another minus 17. So there's lots of opportunities to pick up holes, and we're going to start off right here with one. You can definitely get your bounces right to get on. This is all about bringing out the right ball to start off with, so you don't have to do any overpower wherever your clubs are. So if you've got low-level clubs and you're like, well, hey, I've got an extra mile and it's got low level and it doesn't have enough topspin to get me over, then bring out a bigger ball and bring out your big topper. It'll have plenty of topspin to get you over. So there's ways to do it, but this is all going to be about trying to get into the right spot so you don't have to do any overpower. And depending on your ball inventory, you may have one ball that you use when you have tailwind and sidewind days, and you have another ball that you use when it's on headwind days. So you bring out a bigger ball on headwind days so that you don't have to do overpower. You can start it. So let's say you're using a 3-power ball and you're starting at the plus 16 mark. So you get on a day where there's a headwind, you could bring out a 5-power ball and you pull back to the plus 16 mark, and you're in the same exact spot that you were with the 3-power ball. Now you have room in front of you to work the window. But I don't know that we have to do, I've played this hole from the pro tees with a 0-power ball, and I think you do have to get jiggy with it, but I don't think we have to get too jiggy with it with just normal stuff. play with my APOC, but really, when it gets right down to it, there's a few benefits between going between the APOC and the Extra Mile. The raw distance doesn't always play a factor. It's got a little teeny bit more topspin, but that doesn't always play a factor. I like playing it because I like to do a lot of curl on shots, and I don't necessarily have to do all the curl. I just enjoy having curl. So there's not that big of a difference between them, but it is better. I mean, overall, it is a better club for sure. I like the more ball guide probably more than anything. But I do like the Extra Mile because it is super easy to work out the wind. You don't have to have a calculator, you don't have to have an app, you don't have to do anything. It's, if you think about it as being 2 per ring, it's pretty easy to work math out. We'll take the Extra Mile. Why not? Why not? It won't matter either way. We'll see what we can do. Hopefully we can just get there with the 3 power ball and have at it. I think this is a matter of how much topspin to put on it. So there, and if I'm not mistaken, there is definitely a wind adjustment that we want to do here, because you can clip that rough. You can get the bounce that he bounce and then move forward, or you can get the bounce, clip the rough and move forward, but then you'll have a long chip. If you've got lower developed stuff where you don't really have good recovery clubs, you definitely want to get on the green. My opponent has, yeah, see, from rookie it's pretty easy. You can do it with a Quasar. Look at that. Look at that. We can drop it. Now, I would say bringing out a 3 power ball would be better, because now you can do it, you can use the same ball every day. Or you could use a Quasar on days like today. Depending on your clubs, a Katana would probably be the ball to bring because it gives you more side spin. That's what I'm talking about. You can clip that rough and now you have a short little chip. So if you've got a Nirvana, that's not a bad deal. But if you're playing with low level stuff, that can be a big deal. Big deal. It's better to get on. Where is my Katana? I probably have it tagged. Okay, I'm at the +4 mark. I kind of like that rough though. I'm going to add on 10%, so that's 3/8. We'll just, I'm going to do 2 rings. That's 4. That's 4/2. Hitting it perfect. Missed it. And I'm going to be in the rough on the other end. What I was looking at out there was the rough went like this, and I was over on this angle, and I wanted to go in this direction. So you're looking at your second bouncer, it's hitting the rough, and thinking about on the arc, when I put the curl on there, where's it going to land over here? And even doing what amounted to a 20% adjustment, that tailwind still pushed me past the rough. In the hole. So this is definitely a hole right here that we will we should be getting an eagle on. Of course, it works out better when you don't end up in the rough. At least that's what I hear. That's the rumor. In the hole. Woo! In the hole ball. Recovered. I'm not sure if I like doing the rough up there or just doing the bounce city bounce and not putting that much topspin on it. I'm not sure. I am not. Here, let's do this. Let's practice that hole one time and let's see if we can get it right. And I noticed on that hole, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, that in the past, it's been that same deal where the wind, it's like it should be more than like a 10 or a 20% that the wind is definitely affecting your ball. It could be because it's going over water. It doesn't look like there's that much of a change. It's, once again, don't use the word elevation. It's a variable that some dweeb that works for Playdemic put in there. Because you could be on another hole that's got the same kind of layout, and it, you know, it's like, hey, you just need to hit 1-to-1, or just not necessarily 1-to-1, but just wherever you're at in your club. And then you'll get on another hole that's like this, because there's not that much of a change between where the tee box is and that island. But we're going over water, then we're going over water, and that kind of stuff definitely plays a factor in it. I'm going to do a 40% and see if I end up right where I aimed. And we'll do that rough bump. Of course, we got a headwind, so because this is way too easy of a hole to be ending up in the rough or the sand and having to recover. I was at the +4 mark. I got 3 topspin, and I've got plenty of room. Plenty. 2.6 divided by 2. It's 1.82 rings. And a grate, just for good measure. And that hit just about where I was aiming. You got that rough that was in there, and I was aiming more in like the 3/4, like if you break it into quarters, it was the quarter mark, depending on which side you came in, it was like the quarter mark, and that's about where it hit. And I did a 40% adjustment there. I know on the first one I did like a 20 and missed it, so obviously it needs to be more. But now you got a chip. And if you have a rapier, I suppose if you have an end-bringer or an end-bringer and you know how to use it, but I'd rather have a rapier. Obviously. I don't work on my end-bringer, so I think it's still level 5. I have several clubs that are level 5, and I never pick those clubs when they come up. And occasionally, I get some of those clubs will come up at the same time, and if that's the case, I will choose an end-bringer, but that's about the only time I ever choose it. If I get it, at some point, 60 years from now, when I get it maxed out, I may use it, but there's a technique to using an end-bringer, and you really need to know what it is, and I don't, because I don't use an end-bringer, but there's videos out there for the end-bringer technique, and you really want to watch those because it plays a little bit different. Hole number 2. Hole number 2. Okay, there is a rough bump that we can do right here, but you had to bring out the right ball and the right stuff. And I'm not sure what that stuff is. I'm not sure if you can get it with a katana. Tommy's got +20, and I know that there was an adjustment that we had to do here, but I'm not sure that it was +20. So we'll go try it at +20 and see what that does. We'll start there. Me personally, I find that a lot of times Tommy stuff is close, but a lot of times I find that it's not close. So you really have to find, if you've watched my videos for any length of time, you just have to find this stuff out. Sure, you can go out there and you can buy notes or you can get stuff from people, but you're playing with your clubs and whatever ball inventory you have, and a lot of it is you have to take the shot, and this is why it's so important to record your own video, because you can take the shot and then go out there and watch the video and see what happened, and then you can make adjustments based off of what you saw with your clubs. Novel. Now I'm going to take that same katana and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. See, what happened is I originally started shooting videos because I had a buddy. I was trying to get him off of the. We played a game that you think if you want to go to Masters, the truth is if you want to go to Masters, you're going to have to buy balls. I mean, there's just no two ways around it. I mean, it's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, but you'll have to invest in order to be able to compete with the Joneses. In this game, if you bought every single pack that came out in the course of a month, you wouldn't spend what we spent on the other game we were playing. And I was trying to get him to come over, but that was one of the reasons I actually started shooting videos, and I just had them privately for him just to help him out, just to help. I was trying to convince him to switch. But what really turned the tables was there was a particular hole. I can't remember what it was, but there was a hole that came out, and Tommy and Zachary were telling people, like, this is the way to play this hole, and I was like, that is not the way to play this hole. Absolutely not. So I dared to disagree with them, and I'm still here. I didn't die. Look at that. It's Max Club. Divided by 1.8, 2.2 ranks. Okay, this is a 20%. Let's see. Hitting it perfect. And just a little teeny. I left my ball guide right in front of the cup, and it would have been just a little teeny short. Man, that's like 20% plus 0.1 or maybe plus 0.2 right to the cup. Go to cup. Goliath. 1.8 per ring. Katana. Plus 20 plus 0.2. That's where I'm going to start. And the plus 0.2 might put me on the other side. If I ran all the way up to the hole and had my top spin right, maybe just a plus 0.1. And a 4-side spin ball would have worked better there. Let's go look at the picture. 4-side spin ball would have worked better because I had to pinch up in this area in order to get the 3-side spin to get me there. But if I had a 4-side spin ball, I would have been able to stay farther to the away from this. And the deal is that this is a drop off. So like you're here, then you're here. I mean, it's a wall. Let me see if I can get my drawing right. It is a wall. And so once you get to it and you fall off, it's going to make a huge jump. So you do not want to have to pull over that wall. So anytime the wind's blowing from any of these directions where you have to make the adjustment, the farther away from that wall you can be, the better. So having either a low wind ball, a low wind 3-side spin, or a 5 or 4-side spin ball so that you can pull farther to the right and separate yourself from that wall will definitely benefit you. Definitely. 3+ side spin, low wind. Here's another fact about these tournaments. Another elephant on the wall that nobody wants to talk about. You can come to a hole like this, And would you be better off with the Quasar, where you're like right on the edge, or would you be better off with the Katana? It costs more for a Katana. They don't give them away for free. Or you could have a 4-side spin ball and you could move even further out. Or you can have a 5-side spin ball and you could move maybe 3 rings out. You know, you could separate yourself. And you got a low wind ball, and then you don't have to worry about it. Well, those balls cost cash, right? So you bet your bottom dollar that there are a bunch of people in your bracket that are going to spend the cash to bring out whatever ball makes this hole better. So if you're going to use a Katana, it's not a big deal. You can use a Katana, but if the wind's blowing where you have to pull over that ledge, you might want to change up. And that's one of the reasons why Goliath is good there, because I had about 2 rings. So that means the wind would have to be going more than 3-6 before I'd have to pull over it. Hole number 3. What is hole number 3? I'm going to take some notes while I'm doing it. So it's a par 3. And this must be a par 5. It must be. Has to be. Hole number 3. All right. What is hole number 3? See if I can remember. Now, in one-on-one play, I always hit to right here, because from here you can go to the island and you can bounce off the island and then you can bring it to the cup. And I see a lot of people try and get over into this area and they end up in the rough, and you can't recover from over there. And even if you get in the right spot and you're over here, it's a difficult shot because you've got the sand there, so you got to really tighten it up, and you got to get over the sand first. And if you have a low power ball, it can be difficult just to get to the sand. You got to start off on the edge and then try and bring it around. And I see a lot of people in one-on-one try and get out to here, and if they fail out here, depending on your clubs, you can recover. But if you're in one-on-one and you're playing with a low power ball, it's kind of hard to get up there. But it's super easy to get right here, and from right here you can go from there to the island and get on. But what I'm going to do is go out to here and take the shot coming up. And if I remember correctly, it's either plus 10, plus 0.1, or it's just 0.1, plus 0.1. It's one of those two. I'm going to try the plus 10, plus 0.1. Or am I? I might just try the 0.1. It's one of those two. It is. I'm going to try just the 0.1, just add on 0.1. And I'm going to take, for this amazing feat, a Titan, the king of balls. That's right. You heard it here. This tournament's sponsored by Titan. If you can't get it done with the Titan, you can't get it done. I haven't done a lot for this game, but anybody that says that a Titan is the king of balls, that had to have come from me. APOC 5 with the player ball. The player. Perfect. Wow, look at that. Somebody enhanced their clubs with a better ball. Amazing. It's amazing. And people playing rookie, I didn't realize that you could play rookie with better balls. Wow. I thought there was some rule against it. At the +6 mark. It's about the same topspin as a extra mile. Man, I think that might be too much topspin, honestly. 1.1 times 2.5 divided by 1.2. 2.3 rings. I was out playing the other day, and I was like, what the hell just happened there? And I didn't pull enough. Isn't it perfect? It was like it was like this. It was like 2.3 rings, and I pulled 1.3, and I was like, what the hell? How was I that far off? And then I went back and thought about it for a second and went, I pulled 1.3 rings instead of 2. That's why I was off. That was 6. That is a great ball to get wasted on a hole like this, though. And you could have easily taken that shot if you had a upper developed extra mile. Same topspin, same distance, +6 max topspin, +6. APOC Titan. Let's see if it works out wherever I'm at in my club. +0.1. Now it looks so damn flat with the thorn, and I am right at maximum thorn. The max thorn is 1.7, so it's 3.3 divided by 1.7. It's 1.94. I'm going to do 2 rings. Two and a smidgen. That's a technical term. It's industry jargon. Yep, it's 10% +0.1. All right. +10 +0.1 to cup. And I need a little more distance to make sure that I'm in my thorn. It's either that or minimum grizzly, which isn't a bad place to be either. Let me write some numbers down here. Grizzly. If I was in grizzly, min is 1.3. And if I'm in my thorn, it's max 1.7. All right, we got some notes now. Hole number 4, another par 3. I think we were going straight out this one. I think there could be a rough bump at this one as well. But I think we were going at it. I think. Let's check it out. Let's make sure we got a, I don't think I need to bring that. We'll start off with let's start off with a navigator. It looks like one of those holes that if I can get there, I probably won't need that much. We'll start off with a Goliath bag as well. We'll see. If I don't like that, I'll switch to a grizzly and we'll work it around. We got plenty of time, right? Like 30 seconds, 30 whole seconds. That time goes by fast when you're having fun. Two, 1B. There's max. There's min. There's mid. I'm eking mid. And mid Goliath is 2.1 per ring. 3.7 divided by 2.1. We'll try it out just straight up. It's 1.75 rings. It's 1.76, but who's counting? 176. Isn't it perfect? Perfecto. Woo! In the hole. Goliath. Mid. 2.1 with a navigator. Plus 0 to cup. Par 3. Hole number 4. Yep. We'll see how that works for the rest of the week. See if my opponent can get in the hole. It looks like it might have the graphic. It might. It might. Nice shot. Nice shot, my man. Sherlock. Ah, 221. Baker Street. Gotcha. Now I understand. Now I get it. Now that I looked at their picture. Now it's all dawning on me. Alright, let me think about this hole. How was this hole? I think in one-on-one I always lay up right here. And then you got a shot at it. But I think if you bring out the right stuff, there's a rough bump you can do to get at it. But I think you gotta, I think you can get over to this island. But I think if you bring out a big enough ball, you can still get the rough bump from here. And I think all you have to bring out is a 3-power ball, but we will see. We will see. And I think there was a slight adjustment on that one as well. On the drive. What do we have? What do we have in store for us? I'm going to bring out a 3-sidespin ball because I'm not sure on the second shot. And if I have to lay it up on the first shot, I think having more side spin is better. I've played this a bunch from the Pro Tees. I'm actually having a little bit of a... Can't remember how we play it in Ricky. Hold on. Oh, I got somebody. Excellent. Nail. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Well, hell, if you bring out the right ball, you can get up to the next lily pad, maybe. If you get the bounce, diddy, bounce, right? Let's see if my opponent can get it right. There's one. Excellent. Excellent. The dog will hunt right there. Good boy. Good boy. Little window. I need to get forward just a little teeny bit. I'm going to take the wind out. So it's 1.1 times 3.3 divided by 1.2. It's 3.02 rings. There's 3.02. Then I'm going to put 1 ring back in. And 1.5. Isn't it perfect? Whoa down, Cat Daddy. Whoa, whoa, whoa down. Whoa. Probably only needed to put one back in. And I wasn't paying attention when I set it up on how much curl I was going to have to use on it, so I guesstimated, and I almost blew it. That was almost too much curl. I have no idea what the second shot is, so I'm just going to take it straight up. Wherever I'm at in my club, the wind divided by wherever I'm at in my club. And then the next time, because it looks like it's pretty flat. Buster, those squirrels aren't going to hurt you. I promise. There's Max. There's man. I'm at minimum club. So minimum, it's 2.8 divided by 1.3, I believe. It is 1.3. 2.15 rings. I don't know that I have enough topspin. So I'm going to have to bring a Goliath if I want to take that shot. Let me pull back a little bit. .15 rings. There's 215. Oh, I had to let it go. I knew I didn't have enough time for it to get back. That'd have been pretty close if I'd hit it perfect. I think I still would have not pulled it enough. Now it might be one of those where it's 0 plus 0.1. I'm going to put a Goliath in this bag as well. Goliath rough bump. Alright, hold on 1 second. Alright, where are we? Where are we? That was hole number 5. Now we're on hole number 6. And that hole was a par 5. Making some notes here real quick. All right, hole number 6. Hole number 6. All right. Is this another par 5? We have. Oh, this is a par 4. I'm pretty sure we were going down here. Trying to get over. I think if you brought out the right stuff, you could get down into this pocket and try and get over and move forward. I know a one-on-one play a lot. I just hit it down here and I'm in this spot. You got a nice little run to the cup. But I'm pretty sure one-on-one or in tournament play, we are trying to go for this hole. And these par 4s, man, we really have to pick these up. I mean, if people are really shooting -17s, I mean, we've got to pick up these par 4s. And this being a par 4, we got to pick it up. We have to. Let's see what kind of what our ball selection is here. Let's take the nav out of the loop, and let's put it in a power 5 ball just in case we need one. And we will see what we can do. I think no matter what, we have to do some overpower here, but I could be wrong. I could be thinking about how playing this. It seemed like this course used to be in one of the upper tours where we had to play it from the pro tees. That it was like in 8 or 9 or somewhere up there. When we went to this tournament, it's already been a tournament every week forever and a day, but at least we had 9-hole cups, so we had a little bit of leeway. But when they went to this new thing where it's like a tournament every freaking day of every week, I just don't have time to play competitive one-on-one to try and get up there. Okay, so if you add an extra mile, it's about it. Pull back a little. Let's see if we can get there. It's right in that neighborhood. 2.9. 1.1 times 2.9 divided by 1.2. 2.65. 2.5 rings. I'm off angle, but I'm in a hurry. I'm running out of time. Hitting it perfect. Now, if you have low-level stuff, I will tell you, you'll want to get on the green so you're making a putt. If you have low-level clubs, a great club to put in your bag is your Firefly. And I think when it gets to like level 3, and it doesn't take very long to get it to level 3. It takes forever to get it past that, but it doesn't take very long to get it to level 3. It really becomes a useful ball. Wow, my opponent's got a Thor's Hammer 8. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That will be a great shot for them. I'm way deep. Way deep. Oh, I'm gonna miss that. Whew, I can't believe that made it in. Woo, that was 2 rings off. I should have let it go by one more time. I've been trying to get into the habit of, like, for a long time I would let it go by, and then as soon as it got back to the middle I'd hit, which is what I did right there. But I wasn't hitting a lot of perfects, and so I've been trying to let the ball stabilize out and go back and forth a few more times, but I've been letting it go by and then come back and then hit it right here. And I've been catching a lot more perfects. And I rushed that one. I had time. I got lucky. Can't be good, be lucky. APOC. Power 5. Max. Plus 10. Alright. We got some notes now. Going to the next round. We should be able to do a little better. And I can go back and watch the video on any of these holes that I really didn't make. I can go back and see what happened. What happened is, according to my teammates, I should be at minus 13 right now. So there's 2 of them back there that I didn't make. There is a rough bump on this hole as well, like right in here going at it. And I believe that it was also a Goliath. And I played this in, it might be with a sniper. Let me bring a selection. I do have a selection. If it's with a, I'm going to bring a 3 side spin ball just so that I have it covered. And I'm going to start with that bag, but I also have my number 3 bag's got a Horizon in it and a Goliath, so if I need that, I'll have it. But I think a sniper worked, if I remember correctly. Could be wrong. Probably am, but I could be. Alright, here we go. Now, there was an adjustment that we did here too, and I think it was plus 10. But with the way the wind's blowing, you overpull that, and that could be bad. But I'm pretty sure it was plus 10. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure. if I can find an opponent. We'll see what club combos. My opponent goes first. And they're going at it with a Goliath, so a Goliath will work. The question is whether a Grizzly will work. And they've got a white ball, so maybe and a katana might be too much. Nice shot. Nice shot. Grizzly? Men Grizzly. Man, there's no way. Must have been a different hole. And a minimum Grizzly. It was a different hole. I'm thinking of a different hole. I'm going to take it straight up. Because I have no clue. So I'm just going to take it straight up. It's at it's 3.5 divided by 1.3. It's 2.69 rings. I'm going to do 2.7. There's 2.7. If I can get it off in time. Whew. Just a bit outside. Didn't pull it enough. Did not pull it enough. Grizzly. Cat. Men Club. 1.3 per ring. Alright. We got some notes. Let's go practice this one once. Because I think that even with plus 10, it might not be enough. Let's go practice it one time just to get a look at it. This is one of those ones where here's the other thing is that if people that have practice tokens, you go out there and you practice the hole 75 times until you get it so that it drops. Now you have notes. Now you have notes. I personally, I mean, they'll never do it because it makes them way too much money with the practice tokens, and people are out hitting the hole, but and they're bringing out whatever ball they were going to use for it. So in rookie, it's not as big a deal as far as the ball goes, but like if you're playing masters or expert, you're going to go out there and play with whatever special ball you want to play with. Because you have to. You're not going to learn anything if you don't play with the ball that you're going to play with it out on the course. But you can practice until the tournament starts, and once the tournament starts, you can't practice anymore. That's the way it should be. But they will never, ever, ever do that. Ever. All right, I'm going to add on 10%, and I really don't think that's enough. I'm going to add on 15. I'd rather over pull it than under pull it. That way we know the spread. Of course, you got to hit it perfect. There's always that. It seemed like it was a little far off for a Grizzly at minimum club for just a 10%. 3 times 3, 2.65 rings. 2.65. Oh, I knew I was good. Arr, arr. .5 might be just a little, or 15% might be just a little too much. 10% would have been 253. And if I added on one, that would have been 2.65. So maybe just the 10%. All right. I know that's closer. We'll try it. This is where you go out in the weekend round and you practice the hole until you make it, and then you write those notes down, and then you go out and you play it. Hole number. Yeah. Let's go back to the course. What hole are we on? Hole number 8. Hole number 8. What did Tommy say to do on there? Plus 10%. There you go. There you have it. 0. All right. This hole is actually, I'm going to do plus 0.1 to the cup, and there is a rough bump that you can do right along in here if you can get out into this area. Now, I think you're kind of like an in-between club type of deal if you get all the way out there and you're hitting it with your short iron. But if you're laid back a little bit more and you're with your long iron and you've got a Goliath, you definitely have a rough bump shot that you can do right there. But I think if I hit it all the way up to the tip, it'll be a little bit too far. I suppose what I could do, is I could bring a katana. Let's think about that. I think I can use a katana on this. I think. We'll start off with a katana, and we'll see if that works. And I really would like to have a Goliath in my bag. So I'm going to take that bag right there. If I end up with a wood shot, something went horribly wrong. Horribly. But I know the shot to the cup here is plus 0.1. I'm confident. And I always get this hole confused with the hole earlier that I played, where I should have did the plus 10 plus 0.1. And this hole is, do I not have any katanas? Yeah. Let's choose that ball. Yeah. No. Nope. I choose a kingmaker. Let's get over. So we don't have to do any overpower. 3 topspin. 2.6. 2.38 rings. And a great to the right, left, right, my other right. Now I think you could bounce off that island and run it up there. That might actually be a good spot for to go off of this island and use your big topper, because you could run your topspin out there and you wouldn't have to worry about trying to get over to the other side. I think that's actually the better way to play it. That way you could bring out just a katana and get yourself into the spot. We'll see where my red line's at right here, and that'll kind of determine what ball. But I think my opponent's got a better idea than trying to get all the way over. Because if you were caught out there on a headwind day, then you've got that shot set up, that shot's not gonna be as fun. All right, let's see where I'm at. It's got to be Thorn. It is. There's Goliath. So I'm at max Thorn. And Thorn definitely doesn't have enough topspin to get me there. .3 divided by 1.7 is 1.94, and I'm going to do 2. And a sliver. Isn't it perfect? Just a bit outside. I needed to round up and do plus 0.1. Round up plus 0.1. All right, I got notes on that one. Perfect. Perfecto. This is definitely a hole right here that we can make that shot on. It seems like if you're starting off on the other side, where my red line was at, if you brought out a small enough ball, that there is a Goliath rough bump, but I think you're right, like at minimum club. Let's see what we have in store for us for hole number 9. I don't remember it, but it's got to be a par 5. Duh. There are a few courses, however, where they don't have par 5s is the last hole. They've got one that's got a par 4 that I can think of, and I think there's another one of the newer ones that ends with a par 3. Hole number 9. Is it a par 5? It is. It is. It is a par 5. All right. Oh yeah. We gotta do this. Okay. So the reason I have that one bag in there with the Horizon is because of this hole. Because the other day when I was playing it in Tour 3, this hole came up and I went and set the bag up for it. If you can get in the right spot, there's some shadows over here, and if you can get in the right spot with those shadows, there's a rough bump that you can do right here with the max topspin on a Horizon. Now, in Pro, from the tee box, you can do max curl. In Rookie, if you do max curl, you're going to tag those trees, so you cannot do max curl here. This is not a bad hole for a big topper. Once again, your red line, if your red line's out in here, you'll have to pull back because we can't do max topspin. You'll have to pull back a little bit and get into this spot, and just a little bit of curl, you won't be able to do max curl. You'll be able to do a little bit of curl because you have to pull back from your red line to get into the right spot. A big topper works pretty good, and you can stretch your topspin out to clear it. It's really, what you really have to focus on here is your second bounce. Because if you're out in here and your second bounce is right here, and you're going off on this line, you want it to be over here, so that means you need to put a little bit of curl. But think about your second bounce, which is right here. It's on an arc. And so when you put the curl on it, in order for it to come around so that you can end up out there, you take the risk of clipping, because here's your pivot point. And so you'll clip that rough, and then you'll just bleed out and end up right here, which you can still recover from right there. But the deal is, if we want to get that rough bump shot, we need to get up. We don't have to get into the shadows, but we want to get right up against the shadows. And I'm going to take that bag right there, just for this hole. And I'm going to take a 3 side spin ball because it'll help on the drive. I don't know that it's needed on the second shot, but it will definitely help on the drive. All right, here we go. And if I'm not mistaken, this is another one of those holes. It's like plus 10, plus 0.1 to the cup. I was playing with Dunner one time, and we were playing this course, and I'm not sure if it was the full course or if it was just like one of those tournaments that has a few holes from several different courses. But we got on this hole right here, and we both needed albies in order to win. And we both did this shot and got albies. Okay, 3-9. It's 2 per ring, so I'm going to do 2 rings. At minimum club. A little bit of curl. And a perfect shot. Right on the edge of the shadow, right where I wanted it to be. Okay, so it's 10% times the wind divided by max, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I am at max horizon, which is 2.3 per ring, plus 0.1. We'll try that. And we'll see if my opponent knows the thing about not doing the curl. Now, they're wedged up as close as they can get on that, so this club might not have enough curl. Nicely done. A lot of people don't think about their big topper. When you have to pull back from the red line and you're doing that stuff, your big topper's got more topspin, and you can achieve goals that you can't get. There's max, there's min. So I'm at mid club. Mid club horizon is 2.3. I got that. 3.4. 1.72 rings. .72. Here's 172 exactly. Hitting it perfect. It's going to be short. Now, shot's there though. And that was 10% plus 0.1 at mid club. It's too. I was thinking that it was. I looked at my notes and I got them wrong. I thought it was 2.3 at max, but it's actually 2 at max. It's 2.3 at mid. So I was playing it at mid club plus 10 plus 0.1, and that shot is right there. Right there. Horizon. 100 topspin. So I suppose, I'm not sure what level your horizon gets 100 topspin, but you'll have to have a horizon at least that level. I think you can do it when it's got, I think there's a area where it's got like 90 something, and you can get that to work, but you just have to pinch yourself up against the front. It's a dangerous shot. If you hit it, it's one of those types of rough bumps that is kind of dangerous. If you hit it to the left, you could miss the rough, and if you hit it to the right, your first bounce will be fine, but what happens then is it sucks you into the sand, and then you're in the sand on your second bounce. But it is there. I'm gonna have to look to see what tournament that was in, because Dunner and I both needed to get albies, and we albied it, and both ended up in our respective brackets getting first because we got albie, and that was the only way we would get first, is if we got albies on it. In the hole. In the hole. Alright, that's not going to break any records, but that should get me in. Let's see what's at the top. Minus 19. Look at that. Look at all of those. This is going to be a wild ass tournament. 3 Albies. Look at that. Awesome. Awesome. And there's definitely shots out there on every hole that we can pick up. I would have liked to have seen how they got the Albie on hole number 9, just to see if they did the same, if they did a rough bumper, if they just went straight at it. But there are definitely opportunities to pick up shots out there. For sure. I'm going to write some notes here. Big Topper, Horizon. I'm going to do plus 10, plus 0.1 to the cut. Mid club. 2.3 per rank. Alright. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. I will see you on the next one. And I really just want to go out and play some one-on-one and just like have some fun and play, but since we have tournaments every freaking day, every day, maybe. Stay safe and have fun, my friends. I will see you for the weekend round, if not sooner.